All right, so I want to talk titrations part 2, just kind of picking up where we left off. We talked about ion concentrations, and we're going to be using the sodium hydroxide and hydrochloric acid idea. And so the titration we did was we had 15 milliliters, so for your conversions, 0.015 liters of hydrochloric acid, of sodium hydroxide, but we had an unknown molarity of it. So just a recap of molarity. Molarity is molarity equals moles per liter. So we know what that is. It's a concentration. And then we had hydrochloric acid, HCl. Now we titrated in a number, a volume of it, but we have a known molarity of 0.05 molar. And in a titration, what you'll do is you'll add a volume. So let's say add 10 milliliters of hydrochloric acid, 0.0100 liters, if you will. What you can do, knowing molarity, is we're going to work this through, and we can take molarity times my liters, and I'm going to get moles. And so now that I have moles of HCl, because I know which is an equivalency point for my titration, I can get 2 moles of hydroxide ions that I know I neutralize because we reached our equivalency point. And at that equivalency point, like mentioned before, it's when there's an equal number of ions. And so if I have a certain number of hydrochloric acid that I added, I know that's how many moles of hydroxide ions there were, and therefore how many moles of sodium hydroxide there were. And so then I can take that over my initial volumes, and I can get a molarity based on how many moles we got. So you can find this molarity based on adding a known volume with a known molarity to an unknown molarity with a known volume. So yeah, that's kind of the idea in titrations that you're trying to get to. You can find moles and molarity, and you can use these concentrations to find forward and reverse reactions. We've been doing that with QC or KC, which equals the concentration of the products over the concentration of reactants. Well, if we need to find these concentrations, we can use this titration idea to find that. So that's kind of AP Chem titrations and just the process of what to do when you're working through those. I hope that was helpful.